We have to look at how we can be able to educate the young people and get them also attracted in some of the key aspects which are important to our development processes.
I think if we are going to be successful in really embedding risk in citizens' mind is start with citizens in urban areas, in rural areas, work with groups, educate, talk about risk, talk about what doing to mitigate them.
Even the situation in Nigeria, and that this conference supports the quick intervention of government and other government friends and agencies to finding the Chibok abducted girls.
Due to the climate change, our farmers, they're completely disappointed. They don't know, as you said, when the rain will start, when it will stop, how do they do it. That we need to help them, to bring this knowledge with meteorology and all of the monitoring to them, because otherwise we will create another disaster, which is hunger, and will come conflicts.
We are very far from communication centers. We are a little bit remote. We are drought-prone. We are very vulnerable people. Even watering points are great distances apart. We need reliable, concrete, and timely weather information so that if there are droughts impending, which are our greatest bother, we are told in advance so that we can do the stocking, pre-positioning for food, placing, contingency pastures, and all this. If we don't get this, then we are caught unawares, and the loss is always double and triple.
"25 countries have achieved relevant disaster risk reduction or DRM policies. Island states, for example, in the Indian Ocean, have recently taken advantage of risk insurance mechanisms.
At the end of the day, the most single unit is the individual that is affected, that local businessman who depends on fishing, for his livelihood. That person is going to be impacted by sea level rise, by inundated flood water. You think about the woman who, is a farmer in a very local community. If she has no access to information on weather patterns and when drought is coming and when there'll be too much rain or not enough rain, her farming and her livelihood is going to be affected.
Children actually said we don't feel safe, not only because of floods, but we really want our school to be fenced. So it's a very simple thing. We supported them, and together with them we fenced the school. Came on the 5th of March, the conflict in South Sudan again, in Juba especially. The soldiers and the children were safe.
The knowledge that the community has, with the science that can be brought in, together we can make our resilience work better.
We are hoping to link the work we've been doing with the work of the national platforms and bringing an organized voice into the national platforms.
To make sure that I can produce evidence to show my people that climate is changing. When will it change? Where will it change? How much will it change? And what are the consequences? That is my role, and I have to do it, and that's what I struggle to do. Beyond that now is a policy decision. And when the policy people are informed by science, they will actually take appropriate decision. Like now, we are doing economical damages of extreme rainfall and drought to development. What we are seeing now, when you pass them over to the policymakers, it is exciting that they see they have to do something so that the future similar climate extremes do not actually destroy development.
Be very conscious that people interpret risk differently, and therefore how to influence community is very important. Now, is this a problem in Africa only? No, not by any means. Some of you will remember in New York a few years ago there was a big early warning. The mayor asked people to evacuate, and the hurricane passed New York by. So next time the mayor asked them to evacuate, many people said no. Last time it didn't happen. And then it happened.
Last week, as the DRR champions, we held a Twitter chat for an hour. And within that hour, we were able to reach 30,000 different young people within the region alone. So if you can just imagine the kind of scope and the level that we're able to engage people in 1 hour, imagine what can happen if we are really brought on board as active partners.